He's one man that has endeared himself to the public, and so far, he is being appreciated and celebrated across the state. He has taken his campaign down to every part. He has interfaced with people. He's been on tour from one LGA to the other, from one ward to the other. Yesterday, he was in Gokana, his hometown, and the reception was wonderful, very exceptional, you know. And so it's been, very fine and very fair for the SDP family and her candidate and the response from the public. That's on one part. On the other hand, it's been a bit challenging.
Okay.
A bit challenging because we suddenly found ourselves in the political space that has been, stifled. We find ourselves in a political environment presently with momentums or issues, policies we have not seen in the past.
Right.
So it's becoming a bit challenging for us on this other side. Because normally in the political environment, we ought to be free. We ought to do things. We ought to pursue our campaigns without being stopped, without harassment, without people coming up, people brought out to stop you from campaigning. It has never happened before. We've seen campaigns going on freely and so on. But this moment, we find ourselves in an environment that is becoming very stiff. We are seeing our democratic space being chained. So that is it for now.
Interesting. Okay. What is the message? Before we go into addressing some of the controversies, that have made headlines over the last few weeks, let's talk about the message of your candidate to Rivers people. What is he saying? What is he selling to Rivers people?
Well, the message of the Social Democratic Party SDP Rivers State is to canvass for vote and tell the people how we will make Rivers State a better place for them.
Okay.
We've been able to, through our manifesto and program of event, map out very strategic issues that we are going to execute if elected into office. First of all, you are aware that we used to have the Transamadi area to be an industrial hub.
Absolutely.
But today it's a ghost place. When you get to Transamadi, the place is dead, completely dead. And our government, the government that will be led by distinguished Senator Magnus Ngeabe, will revamp that area and make it an industrial hub. One of the areas we think that will bring back investors is to ensure that we have constant power supply.
Okay.
We should have a constant secure, watertight security. We should also be able to provide the enabling environment. When we talk of enabling environment, we are giving concession to some of these companies so that when they come, they can employ our people and begin to make them have money in their pocket. Why I was driving down to this place this morning, I was really ashamed to be called a Rivers person. The reason is that the road is bad, so dilapidated, and in the government that is coming, I say it without fear of being contradicted, that whether it is a federal road or not, we will construct this place. I assure you, we're not interested in talking about federal government road or state government road. What we are saying now is that the One is a place that employed close to 40,000 persons. And the road is so bad that companies will begin to relocate out of Rivers State. And a government will sit down and say, that is a federal road. No, we will not allow that. We want Rivers State to be what it is supposed to be. That place is feeding a lot of family. And you can imagine the multiplier effect that you have somebody working in a place and he has a wife, he has children, he has dependents. Look at the effect. If that person loses that job, invariably, he's not the only one that is going to be kept hungry. His children will be hungry, their wife will be hungry, some persons would depend on him. So the bandwagon effect is going to be very repulsive, and therefore it is absolutely expedient that the government take proactive measures to ensure that that road is constructed. And I tell you that Senator Magnus Ngeabe, the leading governorship candidate in the 2023 election in Rivers State, have said it, that if he wins by the grace of God, which is going to happen, he is going to put this One road in order so that people can go and do their businesses.
How popular is the SDP?
Extremely popular.
Because a few weeks ago, I interviewed some members of the People's Democratic Party who said the SDP only exists in the three Ogoni local government areas and nothing else. How true or fallacious is that comment?
Of course, you know it's very, very fallacious. I don't know where you were in 1992-93 when the legendary Chief MK Abiola, GCFR of blessed memory, won the presidential election. That is 92-93. And that was on the Social Democratic Party ticket.
Yeah.
Now you agree with me that SDP is one of the oldest political parties in Nigeria today, dating from that period. You understand? Now, at the present, SDP is one of the fastest leading, growing, and mega party in Rivers State. Let me take you back to the recent, immediate past local government elections. SDP was the only party that stood out firm, challenged the PDP across the states, across the entire wards in Rivers State, across the 319 wards in Rivers State, and the 23 LGAs. We contested the local government election, even though it wasn't free and fair, but we did our best. We stood out. And so whoever is coming up now to say SDP is this only in three LGAs or whatever is just a figment of his own biased imagination against the SDP. But I'm telling you right away, and the public knows this, that SDP is the outstanding party today in Rivers State. It's one of the leading parties and is a party with the most credible, leading, intelligent, vibrant, and sellable candidate in Rivers State today.
All right, if you've just joined us, it's Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and I am here speaking with the State Chairman, SDP Rivers State, Sensei Sol Soema Osaro, and the spokesperson of the SDP Campaign Council, Dr. Bethel Oko Jaja. Let's move to the executive orders.
Well, in addition to what he said before we talk of the executive order, first, the Social Democratic Party is the fastest growing party in Rivers State. Why did I say so?
Why?
Since the emergence of distinguished Senator Magnus Ngeabe as the governorship candidate of the party, you can't say that we are only popular in the Ogoni axis. As we speak today, let me give you some highlights.
Please.
Just last week, Thursday, we were with the owner of Ndoni, High Chief Victor Odili, and the whole structure in Ndoni collapsed into SDP and said, this is the man we are adopting as our candidate for 2023 governorship election. If you recall again, when we got to Abu Odua was shut down. The coordinator in Abu Odua, Stanley, shut down the entire Abu Odua, and we had the procession. If you see the massive turnout, you will imagine, is this really SDP or any other party? If you come again to when we got to Ahoda West and Ahoda East, where the deputy governorship candidate, Dr. Mrs. Patricia Obunaya, comes from, you will see massive turnaround. There have been people decamping from PDP, from APC, from NMPP to SDP. And if you come to our party secretariat at 2122 Ever Road on daily basis, you will see massive turnout of people coming to join the Social Democratic Party. And I said this, in 2023, party is not going to count. The people that will count are people, credible candidate, intelligent candidate with capacity and capability, candidate who has what it takes to deliver on the dividend of democracy. And the leading candidate in Rivers State, as we speak, for governorship election in 2023 is Senator Magnus Ngeabe.
All right, let's delve.
And even if the party is very popular in the Ogoni, speaking LGAs, it shows that Senator Magnus Abe is well received at home. Charity must begin at home.
Absolutely.
So the people of Ogoni land, the entire Southeast Senatorial District, have serious affection for Senator Magnus Ngei Abe, and that is demonstrated on daily basis. Like it happened yesterday in Gokana. The entire Gokana emptied
Was shut down.
for Senator Magnus Abe. It was a homecoming for him, you know. So he is very popular at home and very popular away. And so whoever that is saying that the edge is when they are quiet, to that extent is okay.
If we talk about crowd, if we speak about, you know, turnout of people and shutting down, many parties can say the same thing. You know, it may just be a spectacle for these community people who just turn up, you know, to watch people who they don't get to see.
No. See,
normally.
what we are seeing today, what we are seeing is empirical phenomenon of a reality on ground of the love.
Well, you don't get to attend.
What I'm saying is this:
PDP
if you go out,
yes.
if you go out, if you're opportuned to witness some of these outings, you agree with me. You see, one thing you can't take away from people is their desire. And one thing you can't also deny people is what they intend to do. Now, the people have demonstrated time and over. Look at when we did the 1 million march for Senator Magnus Ngei Abe and SDP in Rivers State. The state was shut down. It was even beyond the 1 million that was expected. Somebody even wrote and said, this is 10 million man march. You see? So what I'm trying to say is this. The people have expressed their will, and they will keep expressing their will. And their will is that they love Senator Magnus Ngei Abe, and they will vote for him to become the governor of Rivers State come 2023.
All right, I'm going to go on a quick break, a very, very quick break. When we come back from this break, we'll continue the conversation. Now, don't forget, if you're listening to us, we're also streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You can also check out that we're streaming live on our mobile app. If you don't have the mobile app, it's Super FM Global. Download it on your Google Play Store. But search for us, Super FM PH, across social media. And be a part of the conversation today with representatives of the Social Democratic Party, reflecting on the journey to 2023, politics, and issues here in Rivers State. After this break, the conversation will continue. Do not change the dial. It's Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt.
Music for the whole family. Talk for the whole family. Entertainment for the whole family.
I don't know. This place is crack-a-lackin'.
This is Super FM.
Oh, I can hang here. I can hang here.
Nigeria's #1 family lifestyle talk and urban radio station.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20K free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 Naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
We are Super FM.
All right, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. On the issue this morning, we are speaking on speaking on the journey to 2023, politics and issues represented here by spokesperson of the SDP Campaign Council, Dr. Bethel Okojaja. And of course, we have the state chairman, SDP Rivers State, Sensei Solswema Osaro, joining me this morning. Okay. We're going to talk about the executive orders, right? Let's start from Executive Order 22, which is the latest one. Okay. And I recently heard that a letter was sent to the SDP office on Evo Road in GRA, giving you people 7 days to stop using that premises as a campaign office or face total seal-off. How is the SDP responding to the executive order?
We're yet to receive.
You're yet to
We're
receive
yet
that?
to receive that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that is
Let
not,
me-
let me say that that's not the campaign office. That's the party secretariat.
That's the party secretariat.
That's the party secretariat
Right.
of the Social Democratic Party. That's the party secretariat.
Okay.
And we've not received any notification.
But how are you people responding to the Executive Order 22?
Well, that order is repugnant to democratic norms, ethics, and tradition. That order defaces democracy. That order is against the Electoral Act as reflected in Section 91, subsection 4, that allows for free campaign to all political parties that are contesting or featuring candidates in forthcoming election. And we want to state unequivocally that the Order 22 and the Order 21, I think the governor should have a rethink as quickly as possible. The issue is that if you watch objectively, you will discover that so many political parties are not campaigning.
Right.
So many candidates are not campaigning because the atmosphere is not provided. The environment is too toxic for politics to be carried on. And I think that in a democracy like this, the governor of the state should be able to consult with political parties that are affected with these orders and seek for their view and opinion. But unfortunately, because he's a member of the People's Democratic Party and he wants to, undo some of these political parties, that is why the Order 21 and the Order 22 is still subsisting till today. And that order have caused more harm than good in terms of politicking. And we think we are appealing to him to take a close look at that order again and reverse where necessary. Every other political party, their posters have been thrown away. Some torn, billboard brought down.
But don't you, again, without coming across as trying to defend the government, don't you see the point of the defacing or the defacement that it gives to the city?
No. You remember this is political era.
Right.
And you expect that to happen. So how do people campaign and canvass for vote?
But it is also said that this is not a law that is new to the terrain.
No, but why is it so effective close to the election time? And you see,
because this is election period and this is when,
it should be more effective.
I mean,
no. Let me put this across. This
Yes,
Order
please.
21 and Order 22 can cause problem. Now, we were attacked in Oyibo. We were stopped in Oyibo.
We're going to come to that.
Yeah,
but-
we're stopped because of this order. Because a lot of persons, a lot of these local government chairmen are taking laws into their hand. We got to Degema local government area, and the local government chairman, we say it on radio here, came out and gave a slap to a serving lawyer that have served 19 years in the bar. Slapped him and told him that
when did this happen?
This in Degema. When we went to campaign in Degema.
When?
I've forgotten the day, but just last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same-
That happened.
same thing
We were
happened.
stopped.
Unprovoked or what?
No, not provoked. The chairman came and said the venue, they want to use the venue. Now, why did we come to that venue? Did we get approval? We said we got approval from the chief. And you know that traditional playgrounds are not owned by local government area.
Right.
But unfortunately, they are saying they are the owners. And even when we moved to another venue to canvass for vote and campaign, middle of that program, we sent people to go and check if the chairman is actually using the place. Nobody was there. At the end of the program, we went there. Nobody was also there. And you know that when Senator Magnus Abe got to Oyibo, we were stopped at Eberu Junction. And the man who stopped us said that he was sent by Desmond Akawo, that Senator Magnus Abe
was sent. He said that
it's on camera, it's on video. The video is trending. It's not an issue. His name is Chimezie Ekeke. He claimed to be the chief security officer of that area. He told us outrightly that he was sent by Desmond Akawo to stop Magnus Abe, that Magnus Abe was coming to collect a chieftaincy title in the local government that will cause controversy. We said, no, we're coming for a campaign here. We're not coming for a chieftaincy title. And of course, as a matter of fact, an obvious fact, again, the venue that we wanted to use earlier, the town hall in Anyama that was built by Senator Magnus Abe when he was a sitting senator, that was the hall we wanted to use. The person who led talks to the venue to disrupt the venue is the personal assistant to Chief Desmond Akawo. His name is Chisom Bali. We are saying it on radio. Investigate.
The same impunity also trended in Gokana local government when a church in session was stopped by rampaging youths on the order of the local government chairman of Gokana. The church service was stopped for more than 5-6 hours. The generating plant of the church was put off because the talk said that the church was going to hold political meeting in the church on a Sunday morning. Can politicians visit, do Thanksgiving in the church again? And so why should this impunity trend during democratic era like this? When you have authorities who are supposed to protect the people, sending people out there to disrupt a church service on a Sunday morning, I mean, the impunity is too much. It's unacceptable in a democratic environment like this. And everything happening in this moment is demarketing Rivers State and the Committee of States in Nigeria. It's not really fair. The political space is now tied in chains, and it's not fair.
Which other state has this kind of order? Are they not conducting elections in those states?
Again,
if you, madam, let me say this.
Yes.
Go to Abuja and see the level of posters there. Is Rivers State more beautiful than Abuja? When the governor contested for the presidential election as a member in PDP, his posters littered all over Abuja. Did anybody say they should not paste posters? This is democratic era. And I say it, if we want to, we put the poster after the election, you clean the city. If you want it to be as beautiful, let me tell you, after this election, you will see that the normal thing will return. This thing is targeted at some persons. And one of the persons targeted is Senator Magnus Abe. They are afraid of SDP. They are afraid of our rising political
parties
profile.
have been asked to challenge these orders in court. Is the SB going to do that?
No, we will not challenge you. You know why?
Why?
We are strategically positioned to know the extent to which they want to take this thing to. If we challenge it, we are skeptical. We are absolutely skeptical that the judiciary will not give us the required judgment. And once it is done, then they will have the day.
All right, you can join this conversation live on our Facebook, Super FM PH. Just go on Facebook. You can also watch what's happening in the studio this morning. But if you'd like to leave us a message via our text lines, you can send a WhatsApp message or an SMS on 0905 9481 You can as well call 070507 91021 or 0811 7431 Super FM Port Harcourt, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, call back. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please turn off your radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Chef Martin, calling from Port Harcourt.
Please go ahead.
I wish to support your guest in the studio. As a matter of fact, I was a witness at Ekperu when we were attacked. I was a witness at Dekematu, and I was a witness at Town Port Harcourt. And this attack has been coming towards the person of the society. It is condemnable and it is uncalled for. We wish to call the federal government, the state government to actually take action towards this attack. You pointed directly to the governor of Rivers State that he is the one sponsoring all of these attacks. Thank you very much and God bless.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Sajjad from Ramadan. I greet your guest there.
All right, go ahead.
What is happening is everybody is seeing what is happening. Let me say, the opposition party, they know they are threats. They know the people that can give them.
Sorry, now who are you referring to as the opposition party, though?
I'm talking about PDP.
Okay, go ahead.
I said PDP. They are doing all these things there because they know what will happen. Because there is no longer business as usual. So they are trying to use all strategy, to stop the opposition, that they will not challenge them. That they vote for what I'm saying. Instead of PDP winning, we need a new government. Honest, instead of PDP winning, I prefer that Magnus or these are called parties. Two of them, I'm just one of them. I'm supposing
all right.
Either I vote for Accord or I vote.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Kobe, good morning. Different man.
Different man, welcome. Go ahead.
You see, Senator Muzabe is the best by far among the contenders. We know. And even the governor that brought up this executive board that knows it. And I think that is targeted at him. It's targeted at Senator Muzabe because he's the only candidate that is popular in the Finiti local government area. People are saying that he's only popular in the Ogoni axis. It's not true. I'm not an Ogoni man. But I love the man because he's educated. He's so detribalized and he's learned. He's the most erudite among them.
All right.
Thank you, different man.
That I have not heard him come out on his own to criticize these excesses by the governor. So I am hearing the spokesman and the people in the studio, the other young man in the studio talking about it, but I've not heard the man come out on his own to say it. I know it got to a point that I almost felt disappointed because the excesses of the governor is too much, and I expected a voice like Bad Muzabe to talk because whenever he speaks, it raises our and we listen.
All right.
So I want him to be bold and also to continue what he's doing. We are solidly behind him. I'm not an Ogoni man, like I said, but I will vote for him and I will canvass or vote for him.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Super FM Port Harcourt, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
I'm calling from Pori.
Yes, go ahead.
You see, it is only a right truth that attracts stones. If you read your Bible very well, you know that there was a time Christ caused a tree that failed to produce truth. What the governor is doing is a reaction of a frustrated effort. Because they now see Senator Martin started as the person that the entire River State wants. So whatever order they are bringing is a way to cage in. But the truth is that they cannot pocket all that people. River people are out to vote for NCP. River people are out to vote for Senator Martin getting happy. So whatever thing they like, they should do. He should bring the next order 24, that will stop us from campaigning on radio. In fact, the next order will be that there will be no more interview granted on radio stations.
All right.
Mark my word. So what the government is doing today is as a reaction of frustration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Otto Gosam Lugard. I'm calling from Ogbonre in Onega.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
You see, I've been able to see what is happening, and the governor has been bringing up orders upon orders. And Senator Magnus Nge campaign team has been attacked on several programs. I want to tell you that if Magnus not being a good candidate, he cannot be attacked. If Magnus is not popular, he cannot be attacked. My people, there is a period where we go to stone Odara. If there is no Odara in the tree, there is no way you can go there to stone. But if there is Odara in the tree, you go there to stone. So you have an Odara that day to leak. That is exactly what is happening. The governor is frustrated. The candidate is brought is an unpopular candidate. The candidate is incompetent. It's not even known across River State. So Magnus, man, he is going to emerge victorious come 2023. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Chinwe. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Sunshine. Okay. I really want to contribute. I agree with guests in studio, and I really want to contribute. When the incident happened at Peru, I was there live as a lady. What those guys was doing is very wrong. Even the one that happened at Port Harcourt town,
Yes.
I was there.
Okrika Waterside, to be precise.
Yes, Okrika Waterside. Yeah. I was there, and what the governor is doing is totally wrong. And he can't tell me that those chairmen, they will just take the law into their hands. And it's the governor that is behind this. If Wike is truly popular, let him just come out with his money and the popularity and just do it hand to hand. Because, when you see somebody, you've seen this person that's going to win. That's why he's so frustrated. Let him just calm down and let you do this thing hand to hand. You understand? And you will see, and remote people, they are very wise and they are smart. Everybody wants Senator Magnus Nge as the next governor of Rivers State.
All right,
and
thank you.
I strongly believe that God will surely make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
One
you.
last
God bless
call.
you.
Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
This is Kwata Magnus calling from Port Harcourt.
Oh, Kwata Magnus, good to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you. I greet your guest in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think River State is bigger than this type of politics we are playing. The governor and PDP should be able to address these issues the way they should be. Politics and election is not a do or die affair. I think a level playing ground should be allowed in this state. Every political party should be able to canvass, negotiate, and consult Rivers people. At the end of the day, whoever they decide they vote for, the person emerges, and we support the person and consolidate on the processes and move the thing forward. The process of voting other political party because you are afraid or you're not on ground per se, or it's not necessary.
All right.
So I think the governor should take it easy.
All right. Okay. One thing a lot of people have said is the fact that, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party is unpopular. But you know, this Executive Order 21 and the 22, will also affect this quote-unquote unpopular candidate of the People's Democratic Party. These orders, 21 and 22, will affect the PDP.
Who is making the orders?
Is the governor.
And which party is the governor?
It's the PDP. But again, he's still the governor. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party also needs visibility that will be affected by all these orders. Don't you think so?
No, I don't think that. I don't think they are being affected. They have a target for these orders. The target is Senator Magnus Ngei Abe, no other person. The target for this order, 21, 22, and maybe another order that will come out. The appointment of 200,000 special advisor on polling unit matters are just towards that direction. The appointment of all these things roving around is just to ensure that Senator Magnus Abe do not canvass for vote. We are the threat, and they know it. Senator Magnus Abe is acceptable by Rivers people. People have their PVC and they are ready to vote. I told you in this studio that political party will not count in 2023. It is your popularity, it is your acceptability, it is your capability that people will look at and cast their vote for you. And the man that have laid this foundation so much that Rivers people have seen, Rivers people are convinced, Rivers people can say we vouch for this man is Senator Magnus Ngei Abe. If you watch his antecedent, right from the time he was minority leader of Rivers State House of Assembly from 1999 to 2003, at the end of that assembly, he was voted the best legislator of that era within 1999 to 2003. In 2003, he was appointed Commissioner for Information till 2007. At the end of his tenure, he was also voted the best Commissioner for Information in Rivers State. He moved further to be appointed Secretary to Government of Rivers State. After that, he contributed immensely in that administration, and he was elected to compensate it as a senator of the Federal Republic. And I can go on and count the project he has brought to Rivers people. One of it, very remarkable, is the connection of Ajakaja to National Grid. It was Senator Magnus Abe that facilitated that. You can also be aware that within the Rivers Southeast, Senator Magnus Abe sponsored 1,200 JAM candidates free of charge to write their JAM and seek for education in the higher institution. That apart, he also sponsored, as we speak today, 10 girls in the St. Paris School at Ubima at the rate of 300,000 per student, 3 million naira per year, for them to be able to go to higher institution. You are aware that he also sponsored 159 undergraduate at 100,000
now
per person. These are some of his projects.
These philanthropic
and even the beneficiaries,
mentioned.
while we are on campaign, will always come out to say, this is why I'm here, is because this man did this for me.
I'm not disputing all these philanthropic gestures. They are wonderful, but there are quite a number of candidates who can also reel out these gestures.
Check. Can you cross-check
the record?
Quite a can you cross-check the record?
Maybe not in terms of holding political offices and being voted the best in this and best in that. But when it comes to their philanthropic gestures, there are some. There
are so many. But as political office holder within the Rivers Southeast, no senator that have served before and even now can be compared to what he has done and achieved as a senator of the Federal Republic. I can say it authoritatively. You can compare the notes. You can check. You can also come back and tell us the truth that you have done this investigative journalism. And in the affirmative, you are saying that Senator Magnus Abe stands out as the best amongst them.
For your assertion, I want to think that you should leave that for the public, to judge. Now, whoever must have done anything, to affect people's life, it is the public, it is the people affected that will come out and say it. And that's why you see people coming out all over every day to say, I'm here because Senator Magnus Abe did this for me. We've been on campaigns, we'll be visiting wards and so on. And it is amazing to see volunteers coming out just because this man did one thing or the other for him or her in the past, not in the past. You know, so that has been one of his driving force. That has been one of the major means of acceptability down there at the grassroots.
And that's why you see so many political parties, even the Labour Party candidate of the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District, adopting him as his own candidate. The Labour Party senatorial candidate, Rivers Southeast senatorial candidate, adopted Senator Magnus Ngei Abe. His name is Dr. Fabeke. You know him. He adopted him as his candidate. And so many other persons have been adopting Senator Magnus Ngei Abe as the governorship candidate. And as we speak today, he is and remains the leading candidate for 2023 election.
All right, still the Super Breakfast Show right here. The issue today is that we are talking about the SDP's journey to 2023. Journey, hopefully, that will land them in the brick house if everything works according to their plan. But again, we understand that that's a prayer that many other political parties are praying, and a lot of them are hopeful too that they will get there. But in the end, it's all in our hands if we all can, you know, work with our permanent voters cards. You can join the conversation still via our Facebook page. We do have quite a number of comments on Facebook, and join yours as well, Super FM PH on Facebook. You can as well watch what's happening in the studio and drop your comments. On WhatsApp too is 09059481021 or call 081174311021 or 07050791021. Let me take some WhatsApp messages. Senator Magnus Abe is a governorship candidate under the platform of SDP. Rivers State has a presidential candidate, but Abe and other Rivers State SDP members are supporting Tinubu of APC. Is that not a big anti-party activity? Why are SDP members in Rivers State like Leighton Barry Sunday? Okay, well, this is a question that someone is asking. There is a presidential candidate of the Labour Party.
Of the SDP party.
Of the SDP. Yes. Why is Senator Magnus Abe not supporting his presidential candidate?
Have Senator Magnus Abe any day gone on air to canvass for votes since he joined the SDP for Ahmed Bola Tinubu? No. No. As a matter of fact, Senator Magnus Abe and Ahmed Bola Tinubu has a working relationship, long predate politics.
Right.
So you don't expect him as a member of SDP to begin to castigate Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
It's no secret that...
No, it's not. Senator Magnus Abe is not campaigning for Ahmed Bola Tinubu as we speak today. Let me say this. Peter Obi was in the flag of the presidential flag of PDP.
Right.
In Akwa Ibom. So why did he go there? Did anybody raise any dust? Peter Obi was there, the flag of the PDP. He was there present. And nobody, Peter Obi came to Rivers State here and endorsed the PDP candidate.
Seems to endorse the
PDP candidate. So what are we saying? What are we saying? So it goes a long way to tell you that 2023, like I rightly pointed out, political party competency is what we are looking for.
Absolutely.
And I say it with authority.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, we have the best candidate in the Social Democratic Party.
In addition to that,
yes, please.
Prince Adewale Adebayo is the presidential candidate of SDP. He was supposed to be in Rivers State here last week, but he rescheduled it. So whoever is coming up to say those fallacies is aimed at, not saying the truth. But the truth remains the truth. SDP as a party is standing firm, and every candidate of the party is working in line with the constitution, the dictates, the ideologies of SDP.
Right.
And so too is our leader in the state here, the candidate, the Guba candidate, Senator Magnus Ngei Abe. He is in line with every principles, ideologies, and of course, the constitution of the Social Democratic Party, right from the day he came on board to this moment.
All right, let's take a few more reactions. Comrade Barry says, we are not afraid of who can tear physical posters, but can't tear the love for Senator Magnus Abe from our hearts. My name is Comrade Barry. Thank you very much. We've got this one here that says, Mr. Friday here says, I greet your guest, Dr. Bethel Okojaja, and the spokesperson and the chairman, Osaro. The executive orders 21 and 22 are an anti-democratic law, or are anti-democratic laws, and should be abolished with immediate alacrity. Governor Wike should know that he was not treated unfairly during Amaechi's tenure. We knew how he operated like a sitting governor then. All right, thank you for that comment. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt. Good morning.
My name is Comrade Godang, calling from Ghana.
All right, go ahead, please.
A very quick one. Let me just support what your guest speaker, your guest say, Comrade Bete, Oko Jaja. I've been a beneficiary of distinguished Senator Magnus in the agri-student empowerment of the uniform. My support for Senator Abe is not because he's from Ogoni, and I'm from Ogoni. I'm supporting him because I believe with the things that is happening to the student community, that the student communities that were far away studying in overseas to better the life and the affairs of Rivers State were withdrawn by this current state government. We in the community said that this government does not think about the betterment of the students. But we believe that with Senator Magnus Abe as the governor of the student community will be carried along. See, let me tell you.
All right.
I know how the boss was paid to the students helped my life as a student.
Okay.
But I can tell you for free that through artists, those students have received money.
All right. Thank you. Good
God
morning.
bless you. Thank you so much for that.
Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt. All right. Do well to call us back and give your thoughts. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Barry Foss. I'm calling from Bodo Ogoni.
Good time on the program. Go ahead.
Good morning to your guest in the video.
Good morning.
All these orders, attack, and all this from Governor Winke and his agents. We've seen it before. We saw it in 2016. At the river, I saw all these things. And during the Thanksgiving at the Polo Club that Mangsa did and other candidates, Governor Winke came and testified that he did everything to stop Senator Abe not to become senator or a second term. And God, and he solid, he stood that power comes from God. So on the 29th of May next week, Governor Winke will also come and testify that he did everything to stop Senator Mangsa and God showed himself. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barry.
Come to
God
pass.
bless you. Yeah, your wishes
Super
will come
FM
to
Port
pass.
Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Iyo Gentle. I'm calling from Chuba, Port Harcourt.
You're gentle. Go ahead.
I want to commend your guest in the studio. He's actually doing very well.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Governor Wike should understand that Rivers people are out this time to decide who will govern them. Rivers State is not a conquered territory. Rivers people were never conquered by anybody. Governor Wike should start his tenure peacefully and allow us to choose who will govern us in the 2023 general election. And Senator Magnus Abe is that man that Rivers people have identified with. He is a man that is detribalized. He is a man that is very close to the people. He is a man that doesn't look at your level.
All right.
He is a man that is free with everybody. He is a man that Rivers State needs. Let us all come out en masse and vote him for us to enjoy good governance in Rivers State.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, let's look at the judicial system in River State. There have been quite a number of conflicting, court judgments concerning different political parties, right? Yeah. And some people have said, well, it seems like the government of River State is interfering in the judicial system in River State. Is that an opinion that the SDP holds?
Okay. Well, we would not like to dabble into judicial issues. But the People's Democratic Party, they took all the other political parties to court, asking that they should be disqualified with very flimsy excuses and all that. But we would like to allow the court to dispense judgment. We would not like to interfere in a case that is already...
And you of course have a case.
Yes, in a case that is already in a competent court of jurisdiction. We may not be able to be interfering with that. That will not be okay. But for us, we know that whether they go to court or not, we will emerge victorious. We'll win them in the court, we'll win them in the election, we'll win them in the tribunal, we'll win them everywhere. I say it with impetus and audacity. And I assure Rivers people that if Senator Magnus Abe, by the grace of God, emerges as the governor with the will of the people, Rivers State is going to have a fresh breath. We are going to have a better tomorrow. Our children will be responsible. Things will move aright. We have all it takes in our manifesto.
Okay. So
in addition to that,
right.
we believe in good governance and social justice. Justice.
Speaking about good governance
and social
the
justice.
governor of Rivers State prides himself as one who has delivered dividends of democracy.
No doubt.
And he is banking that the candidate of the People's Democratic Party will ride on his success. And, you know, the structure
So
that exists
nobody
in the
will ride
party.
on his success except the candidate of PDP?
Well, will ride on the success of his administration and ride on the structure of the People's Democratic Party.
No. It's not everything. For instance, this current government did not even look at the industrial hub, the Trans-Amadi. Nobody is looking at it. As we speak today, nobody is talking about Trans-Amadi any longer. Nobody is talking of issues that, you know, the shutting down of so many agencies. Timarif was shut down. ROSSDA was shut down.
Timarif, there were complaints that they were more of a news
ROSSDA was shut down. Complaint of fund. River State Sustainable Development Agency, Greater Port Harcourt City is no longer functional. Demonstration secondary schools were all shut down. What are we really saying? Is it that River State cannot take care of those agencies? We can. This is River State. We know what is statutorily allocated to us. If we manage that effectively, our resource, if we manage what is coming to us, we will put those structures in place and they will still be functional and they will deliver. Let me say this. I was so surprised. In fact, I felt so bad when the students that were studying abroad were all asked to come back. I almost cried. I would have suggested, if I am part of this government, to say, okay, Your Excellency, please, these ones that have been sent, leave them to finish their course of study and come back so that we'll stop it from there. But even the ones in final year were asked to come back and continue their education here in Nigeria. Is it fair?
In addition to that, you see, when you talk about concentrated physical development versus human underdevelopment, that wouldn't give us what politics is all about.
All right.
You see, the human person must be developed, not just be developed, but must have the wherewithal to stand firm. You can see the level of poverty. You can see the level of, needs that people have. A lot of persons are living in abject poverty. A lot of Rivers men and women down there at the grassroots are living in perpetual abject poverty. So how do we equate that to physical development? If you must develop physically, then the people with whom this physical development is meant for must first be developed. You said there's hunger in the land. There is hunger. People don't even have meals. People can't afford 3 square meals. People can't eat 2 square meals.
And your candidate is promising to sort all of this out.
Yes.
You see, that is
How?
why. That's
why you need to look at our manifesto. It's unfortunate. Let me tell you. Let's start it. Let's just dabble a little into our manifesto. First of all, when we come on board by the grace of God, the governorship candidate, our governor, the incoming governor by the grace of God, Senator Magnus, have told us that if he is appointing commissioners, he's not going to just send the names of commissioners to this assembly for screening. We will attach the ministry you're going to. We will attach it to your name and say, if Mr. A is going to be the commissioner for agriculture, we will attach that so that this assembly will screen the person based on the ministry and other questions, so that we see your competence, we see that area, we see your capability, we see what you are made of in that area.
Okay, so how does that translate now?
Yes, because if you are going to be appointed commissioner for power and you are asked a question, what is the generation, how many megawatt do we generate in Rivers State, and the commissioner does not know, why is he going to that place? If they ask him here in Akpajo, how many hours do you have electricity supply in a day, and the commissioner cannot answer, he should leave.
And how many do we generate before the end of the tenure?
We must be able to make a projection. The commissioner for transport, can he tell us the innovation, the concept, the ideas that have been introduced in the transport sector for the past 4 years? How many? How many ideas have you introduced into the transport? Can the Commissioner for Education in Rivers State tell us how many students are really willing to write WAEC and excel? And if you cannot evaluate the percentage of students that will likely make the WAEC or GC at the end of that academic section, why are you a commissioner? Why are you not? What is the concept? What is the innovation? If you go to some schools in Port Harcourt as we speak today, Children are sitting on the floor and they are studying. I don't want to call the school, but if you go to some of the school, they are sitting on the floor. And we have enough money to fund this system. We have enough money to improve on this system. We must do that. Let me tell you, we have another concept that every road leading to the headquarters of each local government area must be tarred. Some of the local government area roads leading to their headquarters, you'll be ashamed. Every road leading to the headquarters must be tarred. And we're also looking at building another international market in Rivers State, where people will come across the entire world to come and trade.
And not
then
necessarily in Port Harcourt.
Finally, look at our educational sector. Why can't we compete? As we speak today, there are courses we are studying in Nigeria that are obsolete. Are you aware? Courses that are obsolete. We are still studying those courses. And we have carried out research. In this government that is coming.
For instance, how obsolete are these? I mean, name them. Let's know.
No, some courses are going obsolete. For instance, you are a lady now. Do you go to the hospital to check for pregnancy tests? You just go to the bathroom and do it, is it not?
Right.
That course is going obsolete. In the next 10, 20, 30 years, some of these courses will not be employable. People are talking of data scientists. People are talking of digital economy. People are talking of, you don't even go and read law any longer. They read judicial administration. They have demystified it. You don't longer read mass communication. You do journalism, script writing, and you are the journalist. Different area. So therefore, we must queue a long line so that when we begin to produce graduate, they are graduate that are employable, not graduate that will come out and there is no job for them. As we speak today. Now, you also aware that there is what we call Industry 4.0, the revolution of industry that are coming up. Cars are driving themselves now, if you go to advanced world. So drivers are at risk. What do they do next? If you go to Dubai, you won't see generator anywhere. So if you're a generator repairer, you go to Dubai, you'll be jobless. So as events keep unfolding, the government should be able to meet up with those events and begin to nurture our children towards the 21st century ideas.
Thank you.
And
finally,
in addition to that, you see, it is written that when the toads at the front falls into a pit, the ones coming from behind takes caution. You see, Senator Magnus Ngei Abbey, with bulk of experiences, it's not going to fall into the same pit we have seen presently, people are falling in. He's going to cross the pit and he's going to make things very much available and accessible for Rivers people. And you must also understand that the concept of development is something that is radical. If you want to impact the society, and then you must also embark on radical development. Development that will affect not just physical aspect of the society, but the human aspect. The development that will give people food, put chickens, put meals in the plates of Rivers people. And that's what we're talking about. And finally, let me appreciate the callers. I want to thank everyone who called this morning for their wonderful suggestions and their tremendous support for Senator Magnus Abbey. I want to say, I want to remind Mr. Different Man, who expressed some dismay that Senator Abbey is not outspoken on some of these issues. I want to let him know that if you weigh Senator Abbey on the 3 points propounded by Niccolo Machiavelli, you agree with me that he is a man with the first level of intelligence.
We're out of
time. So
he
is very much aware of everything, and as a man, he's taking things at his own pace. He is ready and is willing and is determined to lead Rivers State people. And SDP is the only uncommon alternative party in Rivers State today. And your vote for SDP is a vote for democracy, it's a vote for development in Rivers State.
Very much. And you have just listened to the state chairman, SDP Rivers State, Sensei Soswema Osaro, and the spokesperson of the campaign council of the SDP, Dr. Bethel Okojaja. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your day. Likewise.
Thank you, Rivers people.
All right, up next is Word Alive with Reverend Ray. Thank you for being a part of the Super Breakfast Show. See you again tomorrow. Interesting things are lined up for the rest of the day, though. And stay with us. Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt.
1, 2, check, 1, 2. It's Super FM. Stay tuned. Inspire, inform.
I'm black, man.
Hey, I'm Tone Tonight.
Influence Super FM.
Turn it up!
Port Harcourt.
exposing the truth of the gospel. Word alive, lifting you higher and higher, shining brighter and brighter. Word alive.
Welcome to Word Alive with Reverend Ray Okocha. In today's episode, Reverend Ray brings truth from God's Word to you that will change your life forever. Please stay tuned as we go into the teaching. God bless you.
Word alive.
I'd like to read something to you starting from Genesis chapter 4. So reading from verse 10, this is God talking to Cain. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. And now art thou cast from the earth." Now in chapter 3, God cursed the earth because of Adam and said, "You're going to labor." He says, "Thorns and thistles will he give to you. You're going to eat from the sweat of your brow. You will labor, and by the time he's producing for you, he gives you thorns and thistles." It's like what God said in Haggai about sending people who work so hard and then they go bring in things. God says, "I did blow upon it. You've gathered. And as you're bringing home, God and blows upon it. And then most of the things are gone. And then he says, the what is left, you put it into a pocket. He says, pocket with holes. So as you're keeping it, you're posting it. Just imagine that. Something just keeps collecting it. What a cursed life.